Good evening, dear Kuwait television viewers, and welcome to another new episode of your weekly program Kuwait in 30 minutes. The English News and Political Programs Department has prepared a variety of reports that highlight popular events recently taking place across Kuwait. Our committed team of reporters is constantly engaged in numerous events with the objective of keeping you, dear viewers, aware of the latest information, regulations, and policies. Our aim is to help you obtain information on the latest developments at the local scene. So stay tuned for more coming your way this evening. Dear viewers, thank you once again for joining us with your favorite show, Kuwait in 30 minutes. In this episode, we have a special guest of honor who is engaged in numerous activities and projects while being ahead of a diplomatic mission here in Kuwait. Please let us welcome Guyana Ambassador to Kuwait, His Excellency Professor Dr. Shamir Ali. Your Excellency, welcome to the show and welcome to the studio.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Thank you for the privilege, the honor, and opportunity to be here to share with the viewers globally some information on our great nation of Guyana in South America.
It's always our pleasure here in Kuwait and in the program itself.
Thank you.
Thank you. We start this segment with a report prepared by our correspondent Najla Sadiq, who was present at Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry that hosted a seminar titled Kuwait Gateway to the Future of the Region's Economy for the Diplomatic Mission to the State of Kuwait Expo. Exhibitors varied from commercial sections of the various embassies. Visitors also included honorable members of the diplomatic community, dignitaries, and members of the business community. Let us watch the report and be back with Mr. Ambassador Shamir Ali and continue our discussion.
The diplomatic mission to the State of Kuwait Expo was held at the Chamber of Commerce and Industries, where a seminar titled Kuwait Gateway to the Future of the Region's Economy took place. The event was attended by prominent members of the diplomatic community, senior officials of the ministries, members of the business community, and distinguished guests. Vice Chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Abdul Wahab Al-Wazzan, accompanied His Excellency the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the State of Kuwait, Khalid Sulaiman Al-Jarallah, to tour the hall and gave speeches addressing Kuwait's promising capabilities and position as a strategic economic hub. The topic covered the fundamentals of Kuwait's economic projection with respect to its vital role as a preferred gateway to the region's economy.
First of all, I would like really to thank the Chamber of Commerce and also for this arranging this event and their positive response regarding our initiative to have this kind of events in the Chamber of Commerce. Of course, it is a very important event. It's a forum to talk about the investment in Kuwait, also about the investment outside Kuwait. So all the embassies here in Kuwait participate in this forum, and also we have an exhibition today from these embassies here in Kuwait. They introduce their laws, their chances of investment in their countries. So it's really a very fruitful efforts from the Chamber of Commerce and also from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to talk about Kuwait as a gate for investment here inside Kuwait and also a gate for investment outside Kuwait.
Foreign entities, organizations, and business individuals are optimistic that Kuwait is an encouraging element for regional economic access and growth, whilst applying appropriate business practices to meet global standards.
Well, I know this is a critical part of the vision for Kuwait and the Kuwaiti economy. and we want to support that. There have been already changes, as are being described in there, about the business environment and the investment environment here in Kuwait, how you streamline the permitting process, for example, and of course being able to have 100% foreign investment under the new law. So we look forward to, and there have been some investments under that law from American companies as well as other companies. So we look forward to, I think the key is continued reform in the area of improving the business environment here, speeding processes, enhancing transparency throughout this process, so that it goes along with the other aspects of the investment environment here, which of course is Kuwait's stability and security here in Kuwait, that can make it an attractive venue for investment and business.
With the rapidly changing and expanding economic and business environments, opportunities present a challenge to businesses. The seminar was a successful event, and the valuable information found a very delighted and enthusiastic audience in the end. Kuwait Gateway to the Future of the Region's Economy. From the Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Kuwait City, I'm Najlat Sadiq, reporting for Kuwait in 30 minutes.
Welcome back, dear viewers, with our guest, Guyana Ambassador to Kuwait, His Excellency Professor Dr. Shamir Ali. Dr. Shamir, we want to know more details about the event that we have seen the report about now. It was held at the Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So would you please tell our audience more details about this event?
Yes. Guyana was invited by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs,
yes,
in conjunction with the Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry, along with other embassies.
Yes.
And Guyana chose to focus on investments and tourism.
Yes.
And the reason for that is that Exxon has found oil and gas in abundance in Guyana, and they're making the largest single investment in Exxon Mobil history in Guyana.
Wow.
$7 billion US dollars.
7 billion.
7
This is
billion
huge.
US dollars, gigantic. And that was done when they found oil well number 2,
Okay.
Lisa 2. They are now at Lisa 7.
7.
And yes, and I'm told that the sky is the limit, and Guyana's investment potential is unlimited.
Yes. So it was only about the investment, the economic side?
Yes, I chose that because Guyana is a developing country. We have 34 mineral resources, including abundance of water. The name Guyana means land of many waters. Potential for agriculture, almost every imaginable products. We also have rare earth, which will be the ingredient for the new computers yet to be announced.
Yes.
So resource unlimited, and the government of Guyana is pursuing both a green economy and an oil and gas economy on water.
Green economy? What do you mean by green economy?
Well, that by 2035, there'll be no oil and gas on land.
Yes, right.
And Guyana was just participated. I was part of the delegation in Abu Dhabi
Yes.
at the IRENA conference. And Abu Dhabi is assisting Guyana in hydropower assistances.
Ah, okay.
And we're doing hydropower, solar power, wind power, all on land. I'm told Guyana will be very unique in that on water is gas and oil, on a land green economy. And that is why Abu Dhabi, IRENA, is supporting Guyana very heavily, along with some Caribbean countries.
Yes, Caribbean countries like what?
Yes,
what others?
well, St. Kitts, Grenada, because Guyana, according to UAE, is grouped among some Caribbean countries, and
okay, that's
Guyana
why.
is one of 7. Even Guyana used to be an English-speaking country. We're part of CARICOM, Economic Common Market.
Yes.
15 English-speaking countries that are formerly under the British realm. They're now part of the British Commonwealth. They consider CARICOM. and their headquarters is based in Georgetown, Guyana.
Okay.
I think that was one of the many reasons that Kuwait extended a hand of friendship and brotherly and sisterly love and welcomed Guyana in 2010 when His Highness, the Prime Minister, Dr. Sheikh Nasir, visited Guyana with a very powerful team and encouraged Guyana to be here in 2011. And we have been in the same location in Westminster for 7 years.
So this was the start of the embassy here in Kuwait, 2011.
In 11, yes.
Yes.
And I'm here since last year, and my focus is the embassy for show and tell. So anyone who visit the embassy will see all about Guyana. I also celebrate the 200 nations of the world because we're all community one world.
Of course.
And in the first floor, I celebrate His Highness, the ruling families, and the Al-Sabahs with a huge, gigantic family tree.
Okay.
And that's a small celebration in token of the kindness, the generosity, the humanitarianness of His Highness the Emir, the ruling families, all the ministers, the entire government, above all the people of Kuwait.
Yes.
They knew Guyana when we had no oil, so now we're likely to be in abundance. We cannot forget our old friends,
Yes.
at least not on my watch, no.
So we can say that the formal relations between Guyana and Kuwait started like 10 years ago?
I will say more like seven.
Let's say 7 years
Yes.
ago. Yeah. Can you tell us more details about the ties between the two countries? What else did you do to strengthen these ties?
Well, there are 5 agreements on paper.
5 agreements.
Yes,
About
on
what?
paper, on to do with trade, to do with political support, to do with air transportation, to do with education, economic affairs, but all sitting in the files.
Okay.
We've had an ambassador for the first year from 2011 to 2014, and then no ambassador from 2014 until my arrival last year. So
Okay.
now I'm in a fast track trying to make everything come alive like the Concorde.
On Earth, yeah.
When I met the Minister Reem, who's in charge of the Americas, I
Yes.
had a list of 30 items.
30 items.
Yes, all to do.
Okay.
You know, but
You
can
have
do, make it happen.
a very busy schedule.
Organize, yes.
Yes.
At least we have the plan, we have the goal, and it's constantly modified. And I'm working on a presidential state visit
Okay.
into Kuwait.
Yes.
Ministers to come along, best practices, because as a developing country, we do not have the skills to match
Yeah.
Exxon. And so our ministers, if they can get best practices from brothers and sisters at their level, they'll be able to transform that so we can manage the resources for the betterment of our citizens.
Yes,
Because,
right.
you know, I'm also a businessman. Business motive is to create wealth, generate maximum profit.
Yes, right.
But the nation role is to maximum benefit for the people and the citizens to come in the future.
I'm very happy to hear all this information about so many agreements, so many treaties or kinds of cooperation between both countries. This is huge.
It is.
In 7 years, it's very.
It was visionary. It was visionary. So now I'm
Yes.
trying to make them all come alive. I know the government has changed. We have new ministers, but I met 7 of the past ministers, and everyone from oil and gas to health to trade, all
All
want.
the field.
All want to. They're all waiting. They're all waiting, but they want to see the ministers to have the ministerial level. And that's my style.
Yes.
To start at the top, set the tone right at the beginning, and everything will fall in place. Because in as much I consider myself Guyana's ambassador, I also told the Emir the first week I was at the Eid Namaz at the mosque,
Yes.
I'll also be an ambassador for Kuwait in my dealings. So I hold the scales very evenly on both sides.
Yes.
It's part of my style of management.
I admire this style.
Thank you.
So let's go back to the event that was held at the Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry. You told me that your booth there, it was talking about the investment. We want to know more details about investment. What kind of investments, what kind of projects would you prefer to do or to have in common between both countries?
Right. Well, primarily water and the wood is 2 items I see immediately can be used tomorrow with the right connection, because our water, our natural springs water, we have wood in abundance. We have wood as hard as steel, some commodities, and many of the buildings and palaces, I notice wood is extensively used. Because of the distance, the products can be shipped in containers
Okay.
and arrive here unmarketable. And my job as the embassy is to do the connection with the relevant agencies to
Okay.
work. It is not my job to promote individual companies, but I do it broadly.
Yes.
Agriculture, food security is important for the whole world.
Of course.
Guyana has land in abundance. All we need is a visionary to decide what products, what is needed. Organic products can be mutton, sheep, you name it. Guyana, 83,000 square miles have that opportunity. And to bridge the distance, it has to be volume. Many of the airlines are next door in Brazil.
Yes.
So depending on the product, a short flight from the border from Guyana can be in Brazil. I know my wife was being asked by the Minister of Tourism to promote Guyana, and since
Yes.
we're here, we've had 13 Kuwaitis visited Guyana.
13.
13, 1, 3.
Businessmen.
They're more tourists.
Okay.
But in between their business and they do
Businessmen, yes.
feasibility surveys and they
Yes.
observe. And there is one Kuwaiti, his country number 100.
100.
And he traveled around the world.
Wow.
And he's telling, right now, I'm working with a very influential Kuwaiti for about 20 Kuwaitis to visit Guyana, along with Cuba and with Peru.
Yes.
So a lot of developments are happening, and the embassy looks after the visas. So it's
Actually, this
no
was
hassle.
my next question.
Okay.
What about the visa? What about the regulations? If we want some people from Kuwait or any other nation, they want to visit Guyana, I'm sure they want to know more about that.
With all due respect, my first 30 was Kuwait Embassy in Guyana.
Yes.
A nice Arabic building
Yeah.
with the Arabic architecture that I've seen. Second item on my list is visa revocation, no visa.
No visa.
But we have to work on it. In the meantime, there's a simple one-page form, fill in details, and pay the fees, and that's it.
And that's easy.
I have made it very user-friendly, designed a special one-page form, so it make it.
Just one page form.
One
Is it
page,
available on
two
the
page.
website of the
On the
of the
website
embassy? Yes.
and the embassy, and a email or a phone call to my secretary or to me. I walk around it with my pocket.
Yes.
So anybody see me, it's there and it's available. And after the key is after the form, the fee's paid, and the visa is there within a day or two. Some people got a visa in the same day, so long as I know, because I view myself as ambassador not to sit in the office.
Okay.
I'm a management
To work in
executive.
the field.
I teach at Georgetown University, George Washington University.
Yes.
So I have a different approach to the work. Is my first assignment as an ambassador. So I don't sit in the office, but I'm a rainmaker. My job is to promote Guyana.
Okay.
99% I'm to promote Guyana outside, not to sit in the office. Office has
Just
to be
signing
able to
some
run by
official
itself,
papers.
and just official papers. I have a good team, an entire new team of staff that I train, constant training. So I've had a new team who they can manage and use technology. Have a terrific office manager.
Yes.
Gets things done. She works with me 24/7 because I keep long hours, and so you have to have a good team, and we're privileged to have that
course.
in Kuwait.
In order to do your job
Yes.
on the perfect side.
And so I spend my time more seeing. I do not wait. I do what you call cold calls occasionally. No pomp and ceremony. If I need to see you badly, I'll come and visit you, and I'll wait.
Okay.
If I have to wait all day, I will wait because you're important.
Yes.
And many times I do get appointments. 9 out of 10 times.
I'm very impressed with the way
It's
that
a
you are.
different style.
Yes, it's a very different style. Yes, I know. But let's say that as long as it's working, it's successful.
Yes.
It is
yes.
successful.
And my commitment is to promote Guyana, South America, and
Yes.
that's my charge.
Yes. So talking about tourism, let us tell our audience more about the touristic sites, the touristic places in your country.
Yes.
So that maybe they are eager to visit.
Yes. Well, tourism, Guyana is in South America. Our neighbor is Brazil and Venezuela. We are in the Amazon.
Okay.
We have 100 different varieties of birds that are unique in the world, nowhere else. We have one fish, 181 kilograms, 400 pounds. Because of the nearness to the Amazon, we have unexplored items that are not known. So our touristic person is not looking only for the glamorous beaches. It's sun and rain all day.
Yes.
Just tropical. All you need is a raincoat and an
tropical weather,
umbrella.
yeah.
Tropical weather. But the tourists understand nature, the skyline, the sunsets, the quality of life, a lot of culture. Guyana is made up of 6 races. My roots are from India in 1838. We have 12% Muslims, 30% Hindus, all based from India, 1838.
Okay.
We've also had Africans, we've also had Portuguese, we've got Chinese.
It's a
we have
diversified community.
Local Amerindians, yes, 6 races. We all come together with one nation, one people, one destiny, and that's the hope of the current government, who is in office for 2 years, the coalition government.
Yes. So talking about the economic side, if we would like to encourage businessmen or companies to come and invest in Guyana, what are the most important or the major topics that they can invest in Guyana?
Right now, I'll say agriculture.
Agriculture.
Any product, and we've done feasibility subject, beans, fruits, organic.
Yes.
We can also have tourist industry. We need to have better quality hotels. We have a Marriott and we have a Pegasus, but there's need for more Marriott. We're having a new airstrip will be completed. A new airport can have bigger aircraft, because the uniqueness, or you're promoting Guyana as Guyana unexplored, undeveloped, and we are heavily, particularly in the English-speaking countries, and so we have to prepare the infrastructure, at least the planes can land.
Yes.
There's need for hotel. There's one executive summary will be coming to me for a new airline. We have new airline, and as a national government with oil riches coming, we should have at least an airline to have the symbol and everything else that goes with that. We had an airline before, Guyana Airways, but it went out of business, and there's a proposal for an airline.
Yes.
There's a proposal. If Exxon is investing $7 billion, you can only imagine all the other businesses that will have to support that.
Of course, yeah.
And not only that, there's more oil to be discovered. The Russians have just arrived, the British have just arrived, the Canadians
They knew
have
about
just arrived.
what is happening in your country. Yes.
After the big Exxon development, of course, they spent lots of money to find it on water. And I know way back in the 60s that oil was found on land at the border. But in those days, the money was not needed to develop it, and for whatever reason, it was not. So there's also oil on water. I saw one of the 3 wells being capped.
Wow.
So it's
Wow, that's huge, mashallah.
It's huge, but right now the focus is on the water, because Exxon did spend a lot of money. If ever anybody visit the embassy, we have the Exxon video in the show and tell. You'll see they did a massive amount of investments to find it.
Yes.
Whatever they are doing in Guyana is very unique.
Yes, it's very unique.
Yes,
I agree with you.
Unprecedented.
So this is agriculture and water. Let's go back again to the oil and gas industry. Tell us more about that.
Well, the oil and gas, they're expected to start production in 2019.
2019?
Yes, production 2019, and we have general elections in 2020. We're a democracy, so every 5 years there's election. 2019, and depending on the oil prices.
And presidential elections?
Yes, general elections, yes. General elections, and for various county elections is every 2 years. 2018, there'll be
so
elections.
So the term is only 2 years?
For the counties. But for the national government,
for the
5 years.
5 years, yes.
5 years. 2015 was the last election in May.
So it would be in 2020.
2020, and the government will decide which month, and there will be and we follow the British model of parliamentary procedures. 65 members of parliament, and 1 person, 1 vote.
So in the production will start in 2019. What about your plans during this production process?
We've just finished a massive first industrial exhibition, and the various companies from the entire world are there. Jets are coming every day with the expertise to help us, to steer us. Remember the British Commonwealth with the Queen as the head. We've been receiving assistances from the British Commonwealth. Canada has been a friend from a long time. We've connected Vancouver, Newfoundland with the oil and gas industry. Only Kuwait is not yet with a seat at the table.
But it's on the agenda.
Yes, it's on my agenda, and
yeah.
I can't wait. And maybe, inshallah, the right time will come. But everybody is getting a seat, but there's a place reserved for. The president has told me when I went to heads of government mission conference last year.
Yes.
He's interested in Kuwait and let Kuwait knows we want them here. So
that's
we're
why
looking
you
forward.
are here, Mr.
Yes.
You're Mr.
I was
Shamir.
asked to leave. I'm also an American, so we
Yes.
live in America since '79. He asked me to come here and to promote. So
Yeah. I think this is very interesting information about your country. What else you can tell our audience about your country?
in that Guyana is known as liquid sunshine.
Liquid
It's
sunshine.
Liquid sunshine.
What a title.
Sunshine in abundance. It's a happy people. We might not be very rich, but we're happy, we're joyous, we have a good culture, or food, or music, or sights, because of the Caribbeanness of it.
Yes.
And we English speaking, the only English speaking in Spanish and Portuguese whole area.
Okay.
So we're uniquely positioned, and now we have started to teach Spanish and Portuguese in the schools, so the new generation will be becoming multilingual. I think part of my strategic thinking at Kuwait knew all of this long in advance. That's why they chose Guyana in 2010, because we can be the English gateway with the Latin American highway that is built and almost completed in most parts. Some you need a Land Rover type vehicle. There'll be interchange of road and vehicle and commerce, so sky is the limit, and Kuwait is an active member in Latin America and many of the forums.
Yes, I'm a big fan, huge fan of this motto, the sky is the limit, because only people who are ambitious can follow this motto, and they will succeed.
Yes.
Yes.
And I happen to wear many caps. I was also the first deputy vice chairman for Go Invest. All investments go through Go Invest, excepting Exxon. And as much I'm Kuwait, the minister says, no, I have to continue, so I continue to chair the meetings when needed, and all the committee meetings out of Kuwait.
Out of Kuwait.
Yes, once a week,
This is
and
wonderful.
all the investments. And I was the one tasked to design the website. And my task was to design the website into one-stop shopping. You
Okay.
can sit at your coffee shop
Yes.
and be on your iPhone and register a company in Guyana.
That's simple.
And that is what the website has done. The only difference is, by virtue of the laws we have, the British system, to pay the registration fees, you either will have to send it via transfer
Okay.
or a check. And as my other cap on, if I'm advising any investor, it's always good, street smart, to have a local person, whether it be an accountant or an attorney, to represent your interests. So
Okay.
they will know every country has its unique rules and regulations, styles and procedures. Guyana is no different. So that person is the one who can pay the fees, and within
Yes.
days you can be registered and ready to rumble. And
So you're trying to facilitate everything that can lead to the investment in your country.
Yes,
Yes.
total one shopping to guide. And if depending on the person come and they sit with me at the embassy and I listen to the story, because everybody's different. Today, one investor wants to come who has a connection in Washington.
Yes.
I'll clear my schedule next week, whatever it is, except the Bayan Palace with the Quranic reading. That's the only one I don't want to
Yeah.
miss. But I'll be available. I'll
Okay.
be available, because that's like, there it is, right in your hand.
Yes,
Let
this
it
is
go.
why I'm here.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. The train will create the avenue and fast track. Rather than waiting for a presidential or a prime minister visit, no, I'll do the connection within 24 hours. That's one of my
Okay.
nicknames, 24
Yes.
hours.
Yes, Mr. Ambassador, being a nation with 6 races, how do these people get along? Do you have any difficulties, any challenges that face them?
Well, yes. That is the reason why most of our minerals are still in the ground.
Okay.
Whether it's right or wrong, we have been independent for 51 years. For 26 years, we had one government, and 23, another government. And there has been fighting, racial fighting, economic, all of the above.
Yes.
Divide and rule, divide and conquer, who knows?
It happens in every country.
Guyana has had its full share, and that's the reason why we have so much abundance of wealth is still in the ground. But a
Okay.
new coalition government that I represent for 2 years is hoping to make a difference. Time will tell. 2 years
Time
is a
will
short
tell.
time, but
I'm sure of
we're
that,
on the
yes.
right track, and we're using all the collective energies and strength and friends like Kuwait
Yes.
with the skills and expertise to help us in the fast
Yes,
track.
I'm
We're
sure of
not a
that,
sum
Mr.
total of
Ambassador.
knowledge. We are reaching out. Even here, I have brother ambassadors from many nations that I have no accreditation
Yes.
for. By virtual relationships, they're offering scholarships, they're offering to help. they understand.
All they can do to help.
Yes, but I still got to follow through the official channel request.
Yes, of course. Mr. Ambassador, I'm very happy to have you with us today in this episode of Kuwait in 30 Minutes. Thank you so much for being with us, and we are waiting for another visit, inshallah, soon.
It is my delight and joy, and I want to say thanks to His Highness the Emir and the people of Kuwait.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
National Day. Long live Kuwait.
Thank you so much.
Long live Guyana.
Thank you so
inshallah.
much. This brings us to the conclusion of tonight's episode of Kuwait in 30 Minutes. We hope to see you again same time next week. Our highly dedicated team of correspondents is constantly out in the field searching for reports that matter most to you. Thank you for joining us tonight, and see you next week with more exclusive and entertaining reports. Have a good night.